Welcome back to another 90 Day Fiancé recap. Let's talk The Last Resort, Season 2, Episode 10. You might think that I feel better, but I don't. I feel worse than yesterday. I really do. Why is it that one day I feel better and then the next day I feel worse? And then the day after that I feel better and I feel like I'm getting in the clear. And then the day after that I feel even worse. And it's been going on like that for 10 days. Excuse me while I blow my nose. Oh my God, I feel like this is just never ending. This is not just a common cold because 10 days? I don't think I've ever had a cold for 10 days. I must have gotten the flu or something. This is not okay. So I'm in the phase where my cough attacks have begun, and I don't know if anyone has dealt with this, but I'm just going to be completely honest, okay? When you have a cough attack, you pee a little in your pants because you're coughing and coughing and coughing and you're gagging and you're almost throwing up. If not, some people actually end up throwing up. Your eyes are watery and then you pee a little because your coughs won't stop. So that's the phase that I'm at. And I don't know how long this is going to go for because when I get sick, I have these cough fits for about 2 months, sometimes 3, and nothing will help it. Like I can go take all the medicine in the world and nothing will help it. So I want to know why, to the medical community, why haven't you made a coughing treatment that 100% heals your coughs? Like I don't care if it's a 7-day treatment. I will take it for 7 days. If I know by the 7th day, it'll be gone. I'll even take 90% gone. It doesn't have to be 100%. But there's nothing on the market that will cure your coughs. By the way, thank you guys so much for the compliments. I heard that you guys like my new look. You like my new hair and my brows. I just got them done. And my new outfit. Yeah, I'm interning for your local news station, and that's why you're seeing me here. Oh my God, slay. I know. All right, let's get into The Last Resort. Now, I'm just going to say this episode was pretty damn boring. All right, I really had to try really hard to focus. So I might be missing some stuff. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people get mad like, oh my God, Poe always misses so many details. You guys, I have ADHD and I'm not just using that as an excuse. I have untreated ADHD. I get distracted without knowing that I get distracted, literally. Okay, let me try to explain because people don't understand who don't struggle with it. It's not like a cute, quirky thing like, oh my God, hashtag ADHD, I have ADHD. No, it's not like that at all. It literally will ruin your life, and it has made life so fucking hard, and it has put me into a really deep depression for most of my adolescence and childhood because I didn't know I had ADHD. I was diagnosed with it as an adult, and so the whole time I was growing up, I just thought I was fucking stupid and lazy. Not only does it affect you academically, but it also affects you in your relationships and at your job. It really affects every single part of your life in a negative way. So if I'm having a conversation with somebody, my mind is constantly telling me, focus, pay attention. And then I'm trying really hard to pay attention, and then my mind just goes elsewhere. And then I come back to the conversation and I have no idea what that person just said, even though I kept telling myself to pay attention. That's literally me 24/7. Yeah, I have tried different medication. I have tried Adderall, but that just made my heart go crazy. It literally felt like I was having a heart attack 24/7. It was not good. BRB, I need to blow my nose. All right, I'm back after blowing my nose 500 times. So without further ado, let's begin the recap.
We're obsessed with TLC and all the trashy reality TV. It's a recap. It's a recap. It's a recap.
So remember, they're in hypnotherapy and everybody's going around sharing a time that they hurt their partner and how they wish they would have handled it differently. So we just found out that Julia cheated on Brandon with her ex-boyfriend. And Brandon is shook, as he should be, okay? Now we move on to Sophie. She talks about how when she was in one of her giant fights with Rob in front of her friend, and I'm thinking it's Kay, she aired out some personal things that he told her in confidence, and she regrets doing that, and she apologizes to him. And it's a sincere apology, and he accepts it sincerely. And then he talks about how he regrets online cheating on her when they were long distance, and he apologizes to her. And I do feel like he gave her a genuine apology and she accepted.
Like, it did betray his trust because he told me this in confidence and, you know, I blurted out in front of my friend, and it's not my place to ever share Rob's personal business with anyone. I'm sorry, because I could tell that really hurt your feelings.
Thank you. Rob, what was your moment?
I went back to when we were long distance. Those, the first girl to reach out to me and sending me inappropriate things. I'm really sorry that I started that. I feel like it changed everything.
Now we move on to Stacy. Stacy talks about the time that she and Florian were in another fight. I mean, all these couples get into so many fights. So they were in another fight and she told him she wanted a divorce and she regrets throwing out that D word. Cause I've never been married, but I'm assuming that when you're married, you shouldn't just throw out the divorce word every single time you get into a fight, right? Like, do people do that? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's like couples when they say, oh, I'm going to break up with you. We should break up. I feel like divorce is on a little bit of a different level. Like it's a little bit more serious. I don't know. Married couples, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, she says, I really regret it. I know he hates when I threaten him with divorce and I regret saying that. Now, Florian talks about the time he cheated on her and he wishes he never did it. And I think it's just so funny because I do feel like he sincerely apologized to her, like he was being sincere, but when he wasn't even pressed on it. He was just like, shoulda, woulda, coulda, I wish I did some things differently, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. He just tried to get over it so nonchalantly. I just think he is allergic to getting vulnerable and emotional. So when it feels like someone is pressing him to tap into those emotions, it's like oil and water. He will run away.
How did you do it differently?
Different? I wish I can do it. I wish I never happened, Shoulda, coulda, Tracy, apologize, sorry. And I love you.
I love you too.
All right, let's move on to Josh. Now, Josh is trying to think of a time that he hurt Natalie or treated her badly, but there's nothing he can think of. Absolutely nothing. And the therapist goes, okay, well, maybe it's intentional or unintentional. Like, is there a time you can think of where you unintentionally hurt Natalie? And he's like, no. I mean, I guess the situation with Sophie and Viegus, like I could have invited her to Viegus. By the way, you guys, I can no longer say Vegas without saying Viegus. Are we going to Viegus? Viegus, are you taking me to Viegus? Am I invited to Viegus? Take me to Viegus right now. So anyway, back to Josh. He was like, yeah, I guess I could have invited her to Viegus, but it just wasn't the appropriate time and place. Like I was going with a bunch of my friends and I didn't want to invite Natalie and I didn't think much about it. I don't think I'd do anything differently if it were to happen again. So, yeah, he has no regrets. He doesn't think he did anything wrong. He didn't lead her on. He didn't string her along. He didn't give her any false hope. He didn't give her any false promises. Josh is just perfect. Apparently, he's just perfect. Now, Natalie regrets the one time she was really mean to Josh when he had to leave and she was so upset that he was leaving. Yeah, that one time she was mean to him. And she also mentions, okay, hold on, I gotta blow. She also mentioned something along the lines of how she's no longer going to hold on to someone who doesn't want her because that's going to keep her from finding her true person that actually does want her. So yeah, we'll see if she sticks to that. Now it's Jasmine's turn. So she talks about how she got into a fight with Gino on Christmas, her first Christmas in America as a married couple with Gino. And they got into such a bad fight that she ended up sleeping alone in a really cheap, musty, dusty, creepy motel room. It was a motel. And then she apologizes for everything she did to hurt him. I mean, she was sobbing. She was like, I'm sorry for every bad word I've said, every bad name I've called you. Like, I'm so sorry for everything. I don't know if our relationship and marriage is going to work out, but regardless, I really hope that you can forgive me. So she's weeping, she's sobbing, she gives him a hug, and it was a very nice moment.
I'm so sorry that I hurt you in the past. I'm so sorry for everything that I said. I'm so sorry for everything that I have done so far. I'm so even if we end up together or not, I'm begging you to please forgive me for everything.
Now it's Gino's turn to share, and he doesn't want to share it. And Jasmine tries to encourage him to share it. She's like, please, Gino, I'm taking this so seriously. I'm doing my part. I need you to do yours. And he's like,
Okay. So whenever we fight, I tell you to go back to Panama, and I'm so sorry about that, Jasmine. I should tell you to go back to Panama, to go back to your country every single time we fight, so I'm sorry about that.
okay. Yeah, nobody believes him. Jasmine's like, that is not what you were going to say. Then it's Ari and Binny, and they're having a disagreement over his timeline of his relationship with different women. And Ari thinks he's lying or not telling the whole truth. And then he doesn't want to go over specifics, and he just wants her to accept his apology. And I mean, they're just never, ever going to get on the same page. They're never going to get over this. They're just never. Thankfully, the therapist jumps in and she's like, Ari, shut the fuck up. Okay? All right. So now the exercise is over and it's time to sleep in their tents. Okay, those tents looked scary. Do people actually go camping? I mean, I know people go camping, like I've seen it in movies where they go to the woods and like pitch their tent and sleep on the floor, but do people actually do that? Because that looks scary and that looks so uncomfortable. Who willingly does that? Okay, then we get more clarification on the Brandon-Julia situation. So at the time Julia cheated, Brandon had already filed the K-1 visa. So yeah, they were definitely committed. Everyone gathers at the campfire and they make some s'mores, but Natalie decides to bake a potato. Yeah, she decides to bake me. Side note, do you guys like s'mores? I've never been a s'mores girly, but my sister loves s'mores. I like the components of a s'more, like individually. I can eat the graham cracker by itself, I can eat the marshmallow by itself, and I can eat the chocolate by itself. But for some reason, I just don't like them together. Anyway, Stacy and Florian are having this nice little moment together, but then Jasmine shows up and she's like, can I join you guys? And Florian looks like he stepped in some cow shit. He's just like, ugh, okay, yeah, sure. But surprisingly, Jasmine tells him that she apologizes for causing some tension between Stacy and Florian and that she feels guilty. She was projecting some of her own problems with Gino onto Florian. And Florian is very happy with the apology. So he's like, listen, Jasmine, okay, I talked to Gino, okay? I'll talk to him. There's no promises, but let me check where his head is at. And she's like, thank you, Florian. I feel like you are the only hope because he's not being honest with me. He's not being honest with this therapy or any of the therapists. And I feel like you're my only hope. He trusts you. So, yeah, I guess therapist Florian to the rescue. Now, back at the campfire, Natalie is eating her burnt potato. Josh is like, Nat, why are you eating that burnt potato? You look stupid. She has like black crap all over her mouth. She looks like she's missing teeth.
What the hell are you doing with that potato?
There's so much burnt on that potato.
You know, I mean, like, it's support of people who do not have even that.
Your mouth is turning black.
Brandon grabs his things and leaves, and he doesn't really want to talk to anybody. Julia is keeping an eye on him, and she's like, I don't know what to do. Natalie just keeps chomping on that potato. Rah, 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 rah. Her entire mouth black. Like, girl, are you trying to be cute? Yes, I just eat the potato because I'm so grateful. Yes. Now it's time for the women to confront Josh about how he's been leading Natalie on. And I am so here for it. But what was very interesting was that Natalie wasn't having it. She didn't want to hear it. She wanted to stay Delulu.
When this guy give you like the leftovers, you act like a puppy, so desperate.
If you think I'm a puppies, it's fine. Puppies are nice. I like puppies.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
Then Stacy asks Natalie, do you love Josh? And she goes, yeah, I do. And then Stacy asks Josh, do you love Natalie? And he can't answer. He's like, I mean, I've been taking care of her. I do all this for her. Would I do it if I didn't care about her? Obviously, I care about her. But do you love Natalie?
Do you love Josh?
I do.
So, Josh, do you love Natalie?
Do you think I would do all these things if I didn't love her?
I'm kind of sadistic type
Yeah.
of person. I mean, it's a game. Love is a game.
And then she interrupts. She's like, I like games. Okay, I don't like easy things in life. I like games. And Sophie's like, this is not a game. I don't want to be here with people who think love is games. And then Josh and Natalie leave. Like, Josh is like, okay, let them take this seriously. Okay, we'll just go. And I am so mad with Natalie. Like, she wants to stay delusional. People are trying to help you and you are not accepting the help. Like, girl, bye. Okay, then girl, bye.
Love is in the air.
So the next morning, everybody wakes up in their tents, and my first question was, did they actually sleep in there? It kind of looked like it, which would shock me, but it's just, I don't understand how people sleep on the ground. Anyway, Josh did not sleep well because Natalie moved around too much, and she tossed and turned, and he was like, I need someone who just stays still. Now back at the tents, Jasmine checks up on Sophie because she's in the tent alone. So Jasmine's like, what's wrong? Are you not going to join us for breakfast? And Sophie's like, well, I just found something on Rob's phone that made me very upset. And Jasmine's like, what'd you find? And Sophie goes, well, I found that he's messaging a bunch of bitches. Okay, this whole entire time during this whole entire retreat where we're supposed to fix our marriage, he doesn't even care because he's been texting girls as of last night. And Jasmine's like, ooh. So I don't know. We all know that they had already broken up, right? Or like things were really, really bad, or they were definitely already separated. So I don't know how they came on the show. Like, did they tell each other that they were going to try to fix things one last time? We don't know what kind of conversation they had before coming on the show. So it seems like in the next episode, Sophie's going to confront Rob about this and he's going to explode. And then Natalie looks like she's going to explode on Josh. And Jasmine's going to ask Gino to tell her what he was about to share in hypnotherapy. And it looks like he's about to tell her, but then also cries about it. So I'm very interested in knowing what he's going to share. Well, that's it for the recap. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you should. It's at Potato Recap, and I'll see you there. Thanks. Bye. My sister just texted me. She said, OMG, I got blank amount this morning because she got paid for the very first time. She got her very first grown-up paycheck. And she said, oh my God, I got blank this morning. And after paying rent, savings, retirement, emergency, credit card debt, and the Metro card, I'm at $650 left for the next 2 weeks. I said, ha 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 ha. Yeah, welcome to adulthood and Bill.